Divine, Julia A., and Vula Lakikis. Well, I didn't say it right, but you know what I mean, guys.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, so welcome guys. If you guys are here, and I'm Dad Brad. Stacy's here, Kathy's here. We're gonna do the natal chart readings, and if you want a natal a Reiki healing session or a tarot session, just be sure that when you do get called, that have your birthday, time you were born, and location ready for me when so I can look up your alignments. If you are interested in a private session, DM me. I will put more information on the wall about it, but the private sessions go a lot deeper in information, and it covers all the bases from your natal chart, your birthday chart, and your galactic chart, which also covers a lot of your soul incarnations, where your soul has journeyed, where you probably incarnated from. All that's incarnated and set in stone into our birth charts, and that's kind of how the universe works. It's signed on the dotted line when you incarnate, and everything that from there follows. So, hence why they made astrology so taboo, because they did not want you to know that the soul lives for forever, and it can be mapped through our alignments in the stars. So, we're gonna do what, 5 people today, maybe 6. Stacy also has a website that's also posted, so be sure to check her out if you definitely need a I guess to call, what do you call that, spiritual tune up, Stacy?
Yeah, I do Reiki. I do chakra balancing. I do Reiki for animals. And I also do house clearings. If you have attachments, I can remove attachments too. So, and then I do tarot card readings, oracle card readings. So yeah, I have different things I can help you with.
Okay. So as we go through this, we're just gonna go down the list here, everybody, and just yeah, we'll start it from here. Let me just get everything set up. Kathy, who was first?
Crystal Pistol.
Hey, Crystal, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Your birthday time you were born, I think it was 11/11, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. What year was it?
1983.
Okay. And where were you born and what time? Don't tell me it's 11/11 on the time too.
Dayton, Ohio, and 4:38
Okay. PM? Oh, AM.
a.m.
4:38 AM. Okay. 1 second here. I remember I did a little bit of touch up on your inner planets the last time, but I'm gonna try to give you some more different information this time. So, 1 second.
So Reiki is a Japanese healing technique that focuses on helps with stress reduction, and that helps with anxiety and helps with pain reduction also. So people don't know what Reiki is. Crystal, would you like an oracle card or tarot card or Reiki or check for attachments or anything like that?
Can we do oracle or whatever comes out?
Sure will. I was getting a while ago that you needed a fortune oracle card, so that's what I'm going to do for you.
Okay. Yeah, I think the last time I remembered reading your chart because I was looking at it. Um, yeah, I remember seeing this. So you were very much of an empath, um, especially through your emotional side. I feel like you're very intuitive on ideas and thought process, because that Aquarius moon at 4 degrees, and it's in your 4th house. It's all about You're really emotionally sensitive to your issues of your home life, the kids, just that inner circle, that inner sanctum of your home and family life. So much so that you pay really close attention to that. I almost want to say that you're constantly seeking for like that perfect environment with what feels home to you, and you might have already found that already. But you might have been searching for this place for a little bit. And anything that comes to do with family, the family life, the children, friends that are close in family, you have kind of like a sentimental attachment to. And it's intuitive for you to kind of have that. Because your degrees are so raw just coming into this. It's in that 4 degree range. So you're very much, I would say, an empath in your emotional side. And you're very intuitive and just creating new ideas and thought processes and stuff. Because Aquarius moons are very socially minded. They're very progressive. And I see that within you, especially with this, with your Mercury being so high, 25 degrees. So like I said, you have power in your voice. I said this before. You could almost, I would say, make a case for when you speak, people listen to you, and your ideas, your concepts are well ahead of their time. Um, um, you do have a deep-seated urge to kind of communicate with people, and that might be where it's coming from, because this second house alignment kind of tells me that you have this innate sense of what it takes to survive, and you're well grounded in your reality and how you think. So, and you learn from being practical rather than schooling. Like, you learn from being out in the field and getting your hands dirty and seeing it for yourself than from research, even though the research is important, because you do apply the research, but you're a person that likes to actually experience it and then applies that knowledge. This will make you a good teacher. Good with the written word, good with education, good with finance too, because it's in your second house. You're just good at practically applying things. And then you have this Jupiter's in Sagittarius, which means your consciousness is so expanded, and it makes a lot of sense because you have, especially because Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It's the planet of expanded consciousness. It's also the luck planet, and being that it's in Sagittarius, which that Sagittarius' ruling planet is Jupiter. You're a very lucky person. I see you very lucky, especially on the financial side of things, the material side of things. Things just seem to fall into your lap, whether it be people gifting you stuff or you financially making things happen for yourself. But you are like an attractor for the material side of life, whether it be currency, which is energy, which you already know, or whether it be just personal possessions that have sentimental value. People just like to give you things, and you like the good things in life. You possess the good things in life. You have and you don't have to try hard about getting them. It just comes to you. You really have a natural gift for making money when you need to. You don't like to have to do it all the time, but when you need to, you can. And you really understand that process of giving your time and energy for the exchange of money, because it's both in the same. So I see this is like a gift that you have, and being that it's really expanded and it's in its second house, you definitely know you're really fond of the good things in life. You rarely take chances, but you're very freedom loving. You love to see things. You love to travel, having this expansion in Sagittarius. This is why your knowledge base is constantly being upgraded, because Sagittarius wants to learn, wants to explore, wants to expand, and then you have it in your Jupiter. So it's like you're constantly upgrading your repertoire of knowledge and skills. It's always like a library of knowledge for you. And you're rarely quite successful at what you do. So even though the second house does not like to take chances, Jupiter and Sag does like to take chances, because they see the other side. They see the grass is green on the other side, and that might be a conundrum for you right now, because your Jupiter is sitting in the second house, and it's in Sagittarius your whole life. So right now it's like it's making you really think about before you leap. But once it gets out of that second house, you're going to be really back to where you were again. Just being able to take these chances and find out how lucky you really are, because you are a lucky person. other thing I can say to you is, well, you got a lot of. So your last three planets, Sagittarius are in Sagittarius, Uranus, and it's in the second house. So it's a lot of, I would say, a lot of uh, being original, having that inventive mind, being that love of philosophy. That's where you're kind of headed to right now as an individual, and bringing these things to the collective, and and being a visionary that has high ideals and optimism. Because you got your Uranus and Sagittarius, and your whole generation is kind of here to kind of help humanity uh gear into these new, like you're already set up mentally and how you look at life to be ready for 5D, to be ready for this higher. Like the shift is easy for your generation, and I say that because I'm in your generation too. So I got a Sagittarius and Uranus as well. So the shift is easy for us because we have this love of philosophy. A lot of us are strongly intuitive, and we have a thirst for higher learning. So everything that's coming to us right now is just adapting to what we already kind of know deep within us, and that's where we're going. That's where we're heading to, and it kind of matches everything that we want to do, including our Neptune, which is our dream planet, of being able to utilize these new age beliefs, these new age um, techniques to help the world. For you, it's since it's in your third house. I know I'm going over a little bit on time here, but um, it's going to basically allow you to be a dreamer more, to divulge into more things, multiple things. I will say anything to do with higher learning, you're gonna multitask with, and you're gonna be always inclined to the mystical, the high-minded side of life, because that's where it is. Sagittarius and Venus, I mean, and Neptune wants to be. They're the ones that are inclined to scholarly pursuits, or they're really attracted and capable of the great belief in the unknown and unproven, like things that aren't proven yet, but we're talked about and it's unknown. We're attracted to. So this is where you're gonna do great service for people, because this is going into that new reality, right? That new matrix of what we're creating for ourselves, where people don't understand what it's going to be like living in higher consciousness and being more aware and spiritual and all that. So they need our generation to kind of help bridge the gap for the rest of the collective. Does that make sense?
Totally. Totally. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
welcome.
Hey, Crystal. So for
Hey.
you, I pulled, this is a Fortune Oracle card. I pulled the Star card, and it says, hard times are over. Look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. So I was curious to know, because I think last time we talked, you were looking maybe for another job, if I remember correctly. And I was getting you hadn't got that. Is that correct? You hadn't got that job yet?
Correct. I'm still seeking.
Still seeking. So I was getting January. So I'm hoping it's coming into January for you. So
Thank you.
it's hard that this time of year is kind of hard because people take a lot of vacation time, and they're off with their families, even like HR and stuff like that. So try not to get discouraged. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm excited I'm very optimistic. I
Yeah.
keep trying, even though I keep getting turned down. It'll turn.
It'll come in there.
But yeah,
I think it's coming.
I feel like I've got like elderly spirits just guiding me to this particular goal, and I'm just kind of staying on track with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wishing you it comes quickly for you. And I want to say hi to Caroline and Nora and James. Hi guys. I know you guys.
Oh, and thank you both, by the way.
You're welcome. And
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be something happening next month. It's going to help relieve a lot of things. It's a new year, new time. So there's a lot of factors pointing to it. Now, don't quote me on this, but I just feel like we're entering into something different, something great for the new year. Might not happen right away, but it's going to be announced.
Rock and roll. I'm ready.
Oh, yeah. Kathy.
Next we have Ali Sungriff, followed by I Am Divine, Julia A., Viola, and Mona.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Ali
Hi.
Sungriff, go ahead.
Hi. This is my first time here, so thank you for having this. Um, I just wanted to, I was wondering, is this recording going to be like publicly posted later? Because I just don't want to say my birth date and time like out loud.
You can DM it to me if you want, or DM it to Kathy, or you can DM it to me directly if you want. That way it doesn't get put out there.
Okay.
That's, but I
Thank
don't
you.
post this other than my channel, for people to listen to it later. But yeah, that's fine. You can just DM.
Oh, you don't post it in to listen to later?
I post it on only my channel, but if people do share it around in that case, you should just
Okay.
DM me if that's the case. But
Okay.
He could DM you the recording also.
Okay,
yeah,
great. So can I DM? Who do I DM?
yes.
You?
Here, I'll just send you a
DM
message.
Brad. Send Brad a
Hold on.
DM with your birth date, the time you were born, and the city and state of birth.
Okay, oh, got it.
Yeah,
Okay, awesome. Thank you for understanding very much.
yeah, you're fine. No, I always set the intention to. I mean, I do know that there are people that utilize this for manipulation purposes, but that's the thing is that like they're very less. We don't consent to that behavior over here, so we don't really look at it like that. Most of the people that are on this channel are of good nature, and they kind of weed themselves out for that. But you always do have to have that layer of protection just in case, and if that's
I
if that's how
know.
you feel, we can always accommodate that. That's no
Thank
problem.
you. And I don't, I don't want, here, I just sent it to you. Thank you very much. And I don't want to be overprotective. It's just so many things have happened and, but yeah, so I appreciate you accommodating. Thank you.
All right, give me a second here while I look up your alignments here, and we'll right back.
Okay, great. Thanks.
And all, Ellie Sungriff.
Oh, sorry. My name is Allison. Yeah.
Allison. Okay, I was like, I don't know, like I'm not sure how to say that.
I know it's really weird looking. Yeah.
I do Reiki. I do attachment clearings. I can do tarot and I can do oracle cards. Would you like any one of those while Brad is looking your information up?
Thank you so much. Let's do an oracle card.
Okay.
Or cards, or however many you want to do.
Okay, oracle card. Let me see which one of these. This one. Okay. This one. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So let me see here. Where should I start here? Let me see here. Okay. So yeah, I got your information. I'm looking at your chart now.
Thank you.
You're a bit of Yeah. You have a nice little mixture of everything. A lot of your skill set is you're very intuitive, but you're also very psychic at the same time. You have a mixture of different alignments here because your sun sign's in 8 degrees, that Virgo connection, but then it's in its third house. So I almost want to say that like this would make you very empathic. But what kind of concretes it is your moon sign. But this would make you very the third house wants you to kind of develop your intellect and communicating your ideas with others, and it makes you very keenly observant of things. So having this, naturally, you are naturally observant anyway. You're very, I think, health conscious, very much a perfectionist, very much of a person who's very observant with things. Nothing really escapes your attention with things, and then this kind of amplifies that, being that it's in your third house, so your sun sign is, and then this will make you really good at having observational skills, but then also having to be able to be a good speaker, a good writer, be able to multitask. be able to communicate ideas, scientific ideas very easily. And then always wanting to kind of add more knowledge to your storehouse. So the third house kind of wants to do a little bit of everything, and then also has uh, the ability to do all things, because it's kind of like that's what the Gemini, third house represents Gemini, where they're kind of like in over here, over there, a little bit over here, and that's kind of how it is. Now, with you having a Gemini moon, that's why I said that, and it's in its 1 degrees, you're very empathic, meaning that Geminis are naturally, Gemini moons are very intuitive. Okay, they like to talk about everything, and their minds go about 0 to 100 all the time. So I know this because I am one myself. But the thing is, they have really strong active minds, and they have a gift for the gab naturally. So being able to if you're anywhere intuitive and being able to connect to this intuitively, you can read people very well through conversation. It's almost like you almost know exactly what's going on with people, and you can kind of read their energy, as long as you trust yourself. Now, it's in your 11th house, so it tells me right here that you seek comfort and security in friends and groups and associations. Like, that's how you learn more about yourself. It's through other people, and it has to be a dynamic setting for you. It has to be something where you're not the center of attention, where you can kind of put your input in to help and see what people's answers are. But you really learn about yourself through being in these kind of collective social groups, and various groups, not like set in one stone, like various different groups, all of like mind. Sometimes right now, being in this 11th house, you might have a tendency to overextend your own self to try to fit into all these groups, because you don't know which group to fit in. So you're looking for your group right now, but that's how you find yourself, is through your association with who you're around. And you're going to start discovering that the people that you're around, you're going to have less of, because you're very much empathic, meaning you can't be around a lot of people for a long time right now, because you pick up their energy and it can kind of make you restless. So if they're restless, you become restless.
Exactly.
You can't go into public places like rock concerts and stuff. Maybe, well, before all this transition period, but now if it's chaotic, no, because you read everybody's energy very well. So it's like you can't, as an empath, you cannot be around certain individuals. Now, being that said, you do have some other attributes on here that are really, really interesting. Your Mars, your Venus, your Mercury, all interesting. I wouldn't be able to go through all of them at this time, but I will say that you do have power in your voice. You are a very confident person, I see, and that's good, because you're able to really kind of step into your own power this way. Your values are definitely your own values. You make a presentation of how you do things, how you step out into the world. It's kind of like you got this glow to you, so you do attract positive things to you. You are, I would say, definitely interesting person, with all these spiritual alignments you have in here. They're very much, I would say, you very much have power in your voice, in the manner that when you speak your truth and when you speak, people do resonate with it. They do listen to you. You have a lot to say, and you have a lot that can change the course of someone's thought process. And being that it's in its second house for you, it's like you have this talent of being able to express yourself, and anything that's natural. I guess like interior designing, gardening, stuff that the home life is up your alley at this moment. Anything with visual arts, plastic arts, molding, painting. The second house wants to kind of, they're really fond of the material things of life. And material things ultimately mean more to you than what they're worth. So you see the value in things that other people don't see. You're like a really good upcycler. Like stuff that people don't see the value in, you do. And that includes people, but mainly material things. Because the second house rules the material realm. And that's kind of how I see it. Now, there's so much I want to go into with you on this, but I'll just sum it up and just say that you do have a bit of some abilities of you being who you are, because you're a natural humanitarian of how you do things, how you think. And then you have this ability to be an empath and psychic. So you have a little mixture of both. I would say you're definitely a psychic empath with some high spiritual alignments going on, and there's a lot more I could go through, but I would I would take up the time here doing that. But
Yeah.
thank you for letting me do this mini reading for you. Does that make sense in what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh, no, that resonated perfectly, and that was really, really good. That made a lot of sense. Thank you
Okay.
so much. Yeah, that was
You're
fantastic.
welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, Allison. So for you, I hold this is called a Work Your Light deck. So I got the initiation, which is a rite of passage crossing the threshold. So this is like
That's beautiful.
It's some of the most sacred initiation chambers and temples look scary from the outside, but are the journey that the soul pilgrim is required to take to reach somewhere sacred, but only initiated can enter. Perhaps that's where you are right now. You're being tested, initiated, because you are headed somewhere sacred. So initiations require that we cross the threshold from one world or state of being to the next. We are called to face what scares us and have to be willing to lose it all in order to gain a new way of being, of safety, of security, of death, of meaning. Initiations, like rites of passage, marks the shift from one age to the next. It can take place because of emotional turmoil, great loss, grief, or devastation. But it is through the seeming hardships that our hearts crack open and our spirit is invested to step forward. We take this sacred voyage into more of who we are and who we came here to be. It can be painful and it can be scary, but once we begin the journey, we can move ourselves than ever before. If you're in the middle of initiation right now, you will get through it, and one day soon you will bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open because the world needs you open. You are going somewhere sacred. It will be worth it, and you're closer than you think. So I hope that resonates with you. So you're probably, something's knocking at your door, and you're right there. You just got to open up the door and walk through it.
Yes. Thank you. That
You're
was
welcome.
really beautiful. Thank you so much.
And I was actually getting that you might need a detachment releasement too. So if you want to, I'm going to send you a picture of this too. So if you want to get with me later about that possibly.
Oh dear.
So,
yikes, what does that mean? I mean,
it could be anything from negative thoughts. You could have
maybe you don't want to say it.
You don't want to say it because you don't put it out there, energy out there.
Attachments can be part of anything. I mean, you can get attachments just from walking to the store, and not necessarily, you know what I mean. And the higher you are in consciousness, and the more spiritual you are, the more attachments you're going to get, because a lot of these attachments, these entities, believe that they're going to get a free ride back to source attaching to you. So,
jeez.
and what happens is it can weigh you down. It can make you tired. It can make you real moody. It can change. It can make you temperamental, confused. It can really affect a lot of things when you don't clear your space and you don't clear these energies.
Yeah, they see people from the light and they're attracted to you. Sometimes.
Yeah, I would love to get together. Thank you for saying something, and I would love to. Or did you say connect with you later? Or
yeah, I sent you the pictures of the reading. Hopefully you can read it, but it's a little blurry, so I need to repick that again.
It's okay.
But yeah, we can talk about that later, if you'd like. Okay.
Yes, I would. Yes. So should I just message you, or
yeah?
Can I? Okay. I'll figure that out. But thank you so much. You guys are fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of star seeds that are here, man, and a lot of us all have different roles to play in this time frame, and coming into our awakening of oneself is very key, because a lot of us are are coming in on different angles and in different levels, and it's kind of interesting to see this. What we got next, Kathy?
Okay. So next we have I Am Divine.
Okay. How you doing? I am
Thank
divine.
you. Fine, thank you. So
All
my
right.
birthday is, and I'm just going to tell you because I already tried to DM you and it won't open up a DM message. So it's September 27th, 1967 at 10:45 p.m. And the
Okay.
place is Santa Rosa, California.
Santa Rosa. Okay. Cool. 1 second. You said 9:27, right?
Yes.
Okay. 1 second.
I am divine. I do Reiki healings, attachment releases, a tarot, and oracle card. Was there anything that was interesting for you?
I am interested in the attachment release, and here's why. About 35 years ago, I had what's called a rose reading at a place called the Church of Man. And the reader, she told me that there was an entity that was spinning one layer of my aura to keep me from being able to how did she say that? It's like it dampens me.
Okay. What is your first name?
Lisa.
Lisa? Okay, Lisa. Okay. I will work on that and see what I get while he is doing your reading for you, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, looking at your alignments, you're definitely a you're definitely an empath as well. It's in your sun sign, but also you're also very, very spiritual. I almost would say very psychic. A lot of the things that you perceive is different from most people. Having a lot of spiritual alignments is almost a lot of callings for you to be in this life. So yeah, you're definitely here for a reason. Like there's some people that are here for certain reasons, but you're here for a mission. Like your mission is very important. I don't know exactly what until I get more into your chart, but just seeing your alignments, it's all like, yeah, like you're the one that has a spiritual team. You know all about having a spiritual team. You talk to your guides regularly. Like I can definitely successfully say yes with you. And you're very empathic, where you're very intuitive with people. You just have a natural knack of understanding or understanding people. And you're the one that's kind of can understand and support both sides of different causes because you can kind of read in and see different things, and then you intuitively know what to say and how to say, and also reading energy. You're really good at doing that. I can see. Being that your moon signs in this Cancer and it's in this 20-degree range, you are very much a nurturer, very spiritual, very psychic, very intuitive on knowing. I would say very psychic on knowing what people are going to do, especially people in your inner circle. Because Cancer moons are very sensitive. They love their protectors of their family. They're very sensitive on others. That they develop this psychic ability from being extra cautious and sensitive. They want to be on top of things, so they actually end up becoming more psychic because of that. And a lot of the time, they end up collecting. They end up nurturing. They collect a lot of psychic debris from doing this. Hard time letting things go, but it's in your second house, so I don't see it as much for you because you're emotionally connected to your values, your possessions, things that material things in this world, you have an emotional connection to. Like something like, I guess, like maybe like an inheritance or something your family left for you, or something that has a lot of emotional value, sentimental value to you put a lot of time and energy to. You may feel that like your self-worth is connected to these things, this wealth or material style side, and that's how you find yourself. But your values are important to you, and that's kind of how you connect things and learn about yourself through these wealth and possessions and things like that. I almost would say you're a really generous person. Your finances are going to fluctuate because of you being so generous. And it going, especially through your lifetime, and as you're going through all these different phases in your life. But trust your gut, trust your instincts, because they're usually spot on, and ignoring them, but just kind of, you're gonna get those universal woo, like the universe is gonna talk to you and tell you, hey, like you were right the first time. You're gonna get that gut check if you don't trust your gut. So you're very spot on most of the time when you do. So that's why I said trust your gut. Be You're good at dealing with people. You're good at excelling in the needs of other people. Use that intuition to kind of be that nurturer you are, and speak your truth, because like you got to have a high spiritual alignment in your Mercury. So people who generally have this a spiritual alignment that's that high, okay, they're either good writers, they're either great singers, or they're just natural coaches and teachers. They can just speak what they want to say, and people listen to them regardless of what they're saying. So it can be a double-edged sword with those type of individuals, because they can lead men and women into battle, or they can lead you off a cliff just by their words, or just by how they present their words. So a lot of people who have placements like yours are great writers, singers, or they're just good at spoken word. And you have that ability. You have this capacity to see all sides of the situation, being that it's in Libra. So it might make you hard to come to a decision, but when you do, it's usually the right one. And that's why I think it makes it hard for you, is because you're a bit of a perfectionist. You want things to be right. You don't like to be wrong. And people do look up to you, what you have to say. Because it's in your fifth house. You're very, very, I guess, self-aware and creatively expressive right now. So you're kind of stepping into your power, and you're an entertaining conversationalist. People love to hear what you got to say. They love to pick your brain, and you like to actually share your information with people. So this is a great time for you to kind of step into that role, at who you are. And given that this is who you are, it goes right with your Venus, which makes you a lighthouse anyway. And that's why I say people love your energy. They love to be around you, because you just glow with this energy, man. Like I just see, like, you attract the good and the bad to you. So yeah, if there were to be attachments that somebody would probably get, you'd be like ideal, because you're such a lighthouse that these beings would see it and think they're going to source, attaching to you. But it's because you're such a high energy. Your Venus is in such a high spiritual position that even when you are just being yourself and trying to just live life and go through life, people just want to be around your energy, period. So that's kind of what that means. Yeah.
Got a question. I very much lack in social graces. I speak my mind, and whatever thought comes in my head, that's what comes out on my mouth. I have a very difficult time being able to change what comes out of my mouth to make it acceptable for people to digest.
I see what you're saying. Well, the fifth house does yes, I can see that happening sometimes, because you just you're kind of like a quick shooter. You just like let things come out, and that's okay. But learn to let go of being too fussy, too perfect, and stay true to yourself. And when you make decisions, because your first innate decision, your first innate thought that you get to mind is usually your discernment, your instinct talking to you. Now, if you let it linger, or if you let it sit for a while, your brain's going to show you 4 or 5 different ways and different options, because you have a tendency to see both sides of the issue. So the longer you question it, the more options you're going to see, and the harder it's going to be for you to be able to speak what you want to say. So usually it's your first thought, because your first thought's usually telling you, and it's coming from when you're tapped into that energy, it's always coming from a higher source that especially for you, because that's that download you get, that first innate response that you have that you want to say is usually that's the golden response, even if it might not be aligned for the moment, or you might not have the words for it. That's how you feel, and that's usually right. Now I would say that most of the time, since you have what's your rising? Your rising's in Gemini, so yeah, you're very much an intellectual gift of gab type of person anyway. And yeah, you would probably say things quick, quick draw, because a lot of the times, Gemini risings, they are really good communicators, and sometimes they can be a little flighty, engaging, because they like to do many different things at once. They like to multitask, and the risings usually are always trying to engage in conversation, and then also sense if it's serious, if it's joking. So it can make you very high strung and your thought process.
That's a big part of my personality, what you just described.
Yes. It's a little bit all over the place, but but for you, it's natural, and you naturally can do that. You're naturally good at doing multiple things at once. Even though for some people are like, wow, she can do a lot of things, but that's just you're a really good teacher for this energy. Like, it's just because you've learned so much that you can kind of divulge it, and you're so good at conversating with people that they would definitely see that. Now, some people will say you have a lot of energy to burn off. You're really high strung, probably maybe a little anxious, but it's okay. You will easily bore yourself if you don't keep something in front of you to keep doing stuff. So you have to constantly keep yourself in motion and keep your brain going, being a rising and 20 degrees in Gemini, just so that way you don't get mischievous and do things for the fun of it, just because you're bored. So you got to keep your brain occupied. That's the secret. Whether it be intellectually or artistically.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I sent you a message, like a private chat message, of what I was able to clear off of you, and so that way you would kind of know. But those have been cleared. What I do is I go through a list, and I get what people have on them. And then I get with them to the archangels and different things to remove and cut the cords and release the bonds. And I send them to the source with love. And then once they're removed, then I send Saint Germain in to transmute any residue. And then I send Archangel Raphael in to repair any rips, tears, holes, puncture wounds, and any damage done, and send in healing. And so that's what I did while Brad was doing your reading. So you should feel a little bit lighter, because you did have some things there, but those should be removed now. I'm showing that you're clear down.
Drink some water.
Yeah,
Plenty of water.
I've actually got tingles going from my knees up through the crown of my head, and yeah, I'm gonna go run my hands underwater to ground.
Awesome. You had that tingly feeling yesterday too, didn't you?
Yeah, man. Let me tell you guys something. All right. So the last couple days, I wasn't feeling myself lately, because I'm usually an upbeat person. I'm very empathic myself, so I can't be around a lot of people, and I'm usually out in the middle of nowhere anyway. So I was doing my regular meditation, and I just felt different, heavy and weighed down. So when she did that check on me, I ended up having a lot of earthbounds. And I encourage people that if they feel different, if they feel like not their self, if they feel anxious, or if their sleep schedule, if their bodies are not aligning to their self or their mood, to really actually go and check to see if they have any attachments. You might not have any if you're doing regular clearings all the time of yourself and shielding, but most of the time we have a couple. And the ones that are having it going through it the most have a lot of them. I think the universal max is 50. And the powerful souls that are here usually are at that max. The more powerful of a soul you are, the more that they try to weigh you down from you ascending to these higher realms of consciousness. And yeah. So
Oh,
I think
there's your friend Brad. That does the. I can't remember your name, lightweight. I'm sorry.
you
I'm
talking about
sorry.
Brandy?
Okay. Brandy. Sorry, Brandy. I can't remember your name.
Oh yeah, Brandy's here.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey Brandy. Yeah, Brandy's amazing. That's who I learned all this from. I taught myself the natal charts and everything, but I actually learned it from Brandy because Brandy did my galactic chart and she was in the natal charts and she gave me a packet of everything I needed and I studied that packet and then I went and studied some other things and then used my own intuitive understanding with things and that's where I'm at now. And I'm just telling you, it doesn't have to be complicated. You have gifts. Like people have gifts of understanding and figuring things out. And that's partially what this is about. Like it's empowering yourself to know that you are here for a reason, by design. And sometimes we have to hear it from a total stranger about who we are to get our asses in gear sometimes to believe it on ourselves. But sometimes that's enough.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Erica.
So, okay. Oh, hold on, Erica. Wants to talk there. Okay.
Hey everybody, I finally catched this. I'm always working and I was off today.
Oh, welcome, Erica.
How's it
Welcome.
doing? Thank you. How's everybody doing?
We're doing good. We're just going through our first 5, and so we're getting to making pretty good time. We don't want to
Yeah, I
run
mean, we
out.
could spend all day doing this. If you guys want a private session with me, just DM me. The private sessions are a lot longer, and they're just as detailed as what I'm giving now, but we have a lot more time, so we can go through all your natal chart alignments, your galactic chart stuff. They'll tell me what star seed you're from, and your your soul tribe, and we also go through your birthday chart. So it's a lot of information, and it's worth it. It's worth having that session. And then Stacy offers private tarot card readings, entity attachment removal, chakra cleansing, and Reiki herself. So I think her website is posted on the wall. I'll repost it or I'll pin it. So that way it's pinned. Let me see.
Yeah.
And
like my Reiki sessions are usually 40 minutes to an hour, and they're like $40, so they're pretty cheap. Like I can't get a haircut for $40, guys.
Brandy,
So.
you want a reading? You want a reading, Brandy?
Yes, she does.
Oh, yes, please. I was trying to raise my hand and not interrupt.
My mentor wants a reading from me. That's awesome.
Yes, Brad, you're amazeballs. I can't believe it. And Stacy, I love I just really enjoy you guys. It's really good information.
Oh, thank you, Brandy.
Oh, well, thank you, Brandy. That's awesome. Yeah, we'll do that.
It's super spot on. I've got that Gemini rising too. So to the woman who had it previously, I sympathize with you.
Yeah. Gemini rises, man. They want to get up and go and do everything. And at the same time, it's like a complex for you guys. And oh man, but that energy center, like you guys know so much. You have the ability to kind of absorb so much that it's natural for you guys to be there. But that's the part of ourselves that we're becoming, that rising.
Yeah.
Or it's our mask, what people like to say. But I also think it's who we're becoming more now. You know,
mask. That's good.
The mask that we wear to the world, but also who we're like becoming more of in our personality. So if they were to guess your birthday, they would think it's your rising sign without knowing your birthday.
That's so true. I like that.
And Brandy, I had sent you a private message like on December 9th too, so.
Oh my God, I'm going to go look. I'm sorry. I'm terrible with checking messages. Like I don't as much as I should.
Just let me know.
Brandy, one day we're going to have you come over on the show, Brandy, and maybe do some of the galactic, we'll do some galactic stuff on here.
That would be fun. That would
Yeah,
be
that would be
so
fun.
fun.
That'd be
And
awesome.
Steve, are you guys still doing little readings right now?
Yes,
Yeah,
I jotted you down.
yeah. You're gonna be probably.
She'll be the final one because now we have
Let me know.
7.
Okay.
One,
Yeah.
2, 3,
So,
4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, she'll
okay.
be the 7th one.
I thought
All
we were
right. Awesome.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
I'm
welcome.
gonna mute myself.
So
Awesome.
next we have Julia A.
Julia A.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
This
Hi,
is my
Julia.
first time. Hi, this is my first time with y'all. Thank you so much.
Oh, awesome. Well, welcome. Welcome.
Thank
Can I
you.
get your birthday, your time you were born, and location, please?
Okay, my date of birth is March 17th,
Mm-hmm.
1966.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in Rayne, Louisiana, and I don't know the exact time, but my brother said I was born in the morning.
In the morning? Okay. Okay. Do you know, if you were to guess a time, would you say like noon? I mean, midnight, morning, or
Yes,
okay,
yes.
okay,
For some reason, I have that stuck in my brain.
okay. Let me see. Stacy, could you do a pendulum thing to see if midnight is the? I'm gonna put midnight on the chart, but let
So
me
you
know
want
that.
to do midnight for Julia A?
Yeah, ask it if midnight is.
Okay.
Because I would have asked my pendulum, but I don't know where I put it.
I'm getting a no for midnight.
Ask around
1 p.m.
1 a.m.
Oh, 1 a.m.
It's the morning. I was thinking anywhere between 12 and 4. The reason why the date
Okay.
first time is so important is because the houses change every 30 minutes and the degrees. So,
Okay. So you're wanting to know if it's between what time and what time?
so if it's not 12, then it's either between 1 a.m. or 4 a.m.
Okay, is it Julia between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m.? I'm
And while I
getting
look this up.
a yes for that.
Okay. So I would say I was thinking something was telling me her birthday is around like 4 a.m. I don't know why I thought that, but something was
Yeah,
telling me.
I'm still getting a yes for that too. So
You said yes for that?
yeah, I'm still getting a yes for that.
4 a.m.? All right, that's what we're going with. See, now, before we used to have to guess your birthday, but now we can intuitively ask your higher self and it can just tell us.
That
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I did something earlier today too that I was like talking to somebody, and I was trying to get a name for something. And I was like, well, let me see if I can pendulum that. And I got a name for something. I was like, I've never done that before. I was like, that's cool.
I found my wallet before using a pendulum, so.
Yeah, that's super cool.
All right, let me look this up here.
So Julia, so I do Reiki, with a Japanese healing technique that focuses on stress reduction, and it can help reduce anxiety, completely remove pain if you're having pain. I also do tarot card readings. I do those privately also. Like, you can do quick ask questions. You can just get like what you need to know, grow, let go. I do oracle card readings, attachment releases. Is anything resonating with you that you would like to have tonight?
Oracle cards or attachments, either one, whatever comes up first.
Okay. I actually got both for you when I was doing it earlier. I wrote everybody's name as she went, and then I do them. So I was actually getting you to do fortune for oracle card for you and attachment release for you. So I'm gonna do both. How about that?
This is awesome. Thanks.
So is Rain, Louisiana spelled like rain, like RAIN?
RAYNE.
Okay. That's why I couldn't find it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I found it. All right, cool. I was like, wait a second, it's not spelled like rain. Okay, now it's spelled like that. All right, let me see.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. You got patience, which nobody wants to be patient, right? Slow down, change your attitude, and clear your mind. So you may be feeling anxious, unhappy, or worried lately, and always in a hurry. You need to figure out what makes you so impatient and pinpoint what events, people, or projects trigger these feelings. Cultivate a change of attitude and clear your mind. In short, you need to learn patience. So, ouch.
That's funny because I was asking for patience just a
Ah,
couple of days ago.
look at there. You asked for it. You're going to get some stuff to test it.
Hmm. Yeah, I see that you got a Mars and Aries, so you definitely need that patience. Their Mars and Aries is not no nonsense. Okay? They like things on point. They have all this energy, and they want to get it done. They don't like to be held up with things, and yeah, I can see that. Mars and Aries also, you're very positive in nature, and you're very ambitious, and you got great strength of character. You got a lot of energy. Just all this tremendous energy, abundance of energy, and you're somebody who I wouldn't piss off, okay? Because you're a formidable adversary. 'Cause, so somebody you tend to react aggressively when you're threatened to situations, but you're extremely courageous and enthusiastic. And that's going to get you far in life, being that way. Like just being a courageous person, the one who will step up for the underdog, the warrior that you are. Like that's what I see there, and then and a lot of people don't have that trait, that quality. Now you do have some interesting alignments. You're a very, very spiritual person. I'd almost say very psychic in your abilities. You're very graceful. Having that in Pisces, and then also your second house, dude, you get a lot of messages from source through people, through your environment. I almost say through your dream state. You're really spiritually gifted, almost angelic in certain things because you're well developed in your spiritual sense. More so than what people would think you are. You are very, very in tune with that. It's in your second house, so basically it's your concentration of your vitality force and your possessions, your resources, your security. Like you have a strong need to identify with those things right now to make you feel comfortable in what's closest to you. You're gonna attract whatever your power attracts and puts out into the world, what you desire. So what you desire is what you're gonna attract right now. And once you possess something, it takes on a special significance to you, that you tend to kind of hold on to and put a value on, whether it be aesthetic pleasure or monetary gain or wealth. It's just like possessions and the things that you seek. Now your moon sign kind of fits in with this somewhat, but you're very much an air moon. So you like to talk. You're very much ahead of your time. You're very much empathic in your thinking. You can't be around a lot of people thought processes because it does mess with, and because you're social in a high spiritual alignment, source shows you a lot of things through your emotional side. It's in its 12th house. So the 12th house is all about introspect, secrets. It's hard for you to communicate things that you are perceiving and that you are going through in life right now to people. So it's best that you just keep them to yourself, experience them. So when you're ready to, when you go into your first house, you can step into your power and you'll know exactly what that is. But it's the universe is showing you stuff that others can't perceive. You're able to perceive it, but others aren't. And you're very intuitive at seeing these things and experiencing this. It would almost make you very overly sensitive to other people's feelings and emotions right now. So you have to be aware of that. But I think it's like you feel like you have to keep these secrets because people won't understand where you're coming from, or maybe because it's so deep that you don't even, you're trying to figure out what it is, and a lot of people aren't on your level right now spiritually that you're around. So that's why I feel like you don't have the ability to share what you want to say a lot because it's in this 11th house, 12th house. which is okay. It's all about timing for you. Okay. Your inner world is your imagination at this point, and it's also going to become your reality because there's a lot of things being shown to you that's going to um, make you kind of restless, moody, shy, preferring to work alone and be secluded with things because you kind of want to experience things and interpret it in the way you know how, and that's how your brain and your emotional side is interpreting it right now. It doesn't want to share everything that you're seeing because of labeling and so forth. But you need to take time alone and isolate yourself to recharge your energy. Okay, so that's partially the introspect part. Is it while you're being introspective, you're recharging yourself. You're learning things, and it is interesting. And the more you do that, the more source God's going to show you things as you're recharging yourself. Now, the other thing was your where is this? Okay, you got a double. Aquarius. I was thinking your risings, of course, a lot of air. Okay, you have an Aquarius rising. You have a unique approach to things, to life. I almost want to say that you're very spontaneous, you're very original person, your thought process, and you're very detached too. You can kind of keep yourself detached and look cool and detached in times where your emotions don't need to be involved. And that's kind of hard because you have a Pisces sun that wants to be kind of emotionally connected with people. But you have this Aquarius and moon and this Aquarius rising that's kind of keeping you like making things about intellectual matters more than like emotional. Does that make sense? You're very scientifically minded. You're very logically based, and you really are a true value to society in the sense of your thought process. Like your thought process is given for humanitarian projects, for forward thinking, for the age of Aquarius, for helping others. Like you just have a unique way of thinking things through and applying those things. And people with this placement sometimes are true value to society, even though they can appear more involved with their work than with other people, but they're really inventive and intuitive on how they look at things. So because they're that way, they take chances a lot, and they succeed in the chances that they take. Um, yeah, I feel like you are fit for anything that's humanitarian ideals, goals, projects. Like your mindset and how you think is perfect for that. And maybe that might be up your alley because you also have a couple other things, Aquarius alignments in your chart as well. I would definitely say that you're definitely here for a reason on a few things. To summarize it, you're definitely empathic and psychic. So you have a mixture of both. You're very empathic, psychic, and ahead of your time in your thought process that has a lot of different things going on. Your gifts are kind of suited more on being able to read people in the moment, use your intuition, but also use that guiding point that you have spiritually, because you do have a spiritual team that you communicate with to a lot. Source, these different beings that you connect to, your higher self, they're constantly speaking to you. And you know who I'm talking about. So just listen to your gut, trust your judgment, and I think you're going to be fine.
Oh my goodness, this is so awesome. Thank you so much. And how do I get a hold of y'all? Because I couldn't DM y'all either.
So yeah, you can if you can't DM me, here I'll send you a message.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've already DM'd you, so you should be able to see my DM because I've already sent you one.
I'm gonna send I Am Divine a message too.
Okay, I'll go and check. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And I took a picture of your oracle card and like the reading that went along with it, Julia. And I'm gonna send you what I was getting for your attachments, but I have cut those and sent them to Source. So those are no longer with you. So you should be feeling a little lighter now. So curious to see if you felt a little tingling going on too.
Believe it or not, I have a brain disorder, so I tingle all the time.
You
So
tingle all the time. You're just a tingle.
I never know.
Well, hey, she got the tingling.
Thank you so much. I
You're
appreciate y'all.
welcome.
You're welcome. Ooh, take a little snack real quick.
Get you something to drink, Brad.
I'm out to. I had to recharge real fast.
Let me know when you're ready.
Hi everyone, how are you?
Hello.
First time here, thank you.
Okay.
My birthday is the 4th of July 1968.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in Kozani in Greece, Kozani, I think. And I'm not sure about my birth time though.
Okay. Can you spell it again? Where location?
K-O-O-Z-A-N-I.
Mm-hmm. 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 And it's in
In
England?
Greece.
Oh, Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
Awesome. Beautiful place.
it is.
Okay. And you're not sure on the time? Do you know what
No,
roundabout time of when you were born? It's okay
no,
if you don't.
no
Okay.
idea. I'm sorry.
You're fine. One second, let me look this up. Because I can do just random times, but it's not going to be able. I won't be able to go as deep, not knowing the time, because the time kind of dictates. Time is so important for us, even though it doesn't exist. That part when we're born, that time locks in our so much for us. It locks in our primary star influence, all the stars and cycles that we're on for that current moment when we incarnate, and that's where it starts for us. So. Every 30 minutes, our rising changes in a given day. So in a given day, they could change 48 times,
Yeah.
which is a huge aspect of ourselves. So let me just let me look
You
this
want me
up
to
real
tell
quick.
you the time?
If you
I
can find it for quick enough.
I don't even have a birth certificate. I'm sorry. My parents moved to Australia when I was 2, and they've passed away years and years, a long time ago. So I don't even have a birth certificate to even sort
I
of.
can find we can find the time if you want. We can find out what time.
You
Um
can.
yeah,
Yes, please.
it'll take us a little bit, but she
Hang on just
part
a
of it
minute.
connecting um to when we connect with your higher self, we're getting the information from your higher self directly. And a lot of times they'll just tell us a roundabout time. And that's usually what we go with.
That'd be
So
great.
even if you don't have a birth certificate, we could find out the time spiritually. But that's I've had times where where the person's higher self did not want to divulge the time. so so it just depends. But most likely, she'll probably find out for you real quick.
I'm
So,
Thank you.
getting 10:50 p.m.
10, you said 10:50?
2 o'clock in the
Oh,
afternoon.
2:50 p.m. Okay,
2:50 p.m.
okay, cool. Thank you. Uh,
Try that
let me
out and
just.
see about that.
Okay. All right,
So,
beautiful.
Viola, I know you've been here to hear what I do. Do you have anything that resonates with you?
Um, can I have the attachment,
Yes, I'll do
please?
that for you. I was kidding that you
Thank
needed
you.
that done too.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second here. It's my software is giving me a little bit of problems here. 1 second.
And it is Mercury retrograde still, so.
Yeah, man, and it's been messing with my phone.
Yeah.
The
It just wants you to take a little break too, Brad. Just take a little
yeah,
break.
I feel that sometimes. So that's what I'm.
We're in no rush. Just take your time. Yeah, this is another thing, Kathy, that we've got to limit it probably close to 5 people, because I can only do so many earthbounds at a time for my protection. So like if everybody had 50, I can only do up to 200, and then I have to stop. Just so you know, that's my limit, Kathy. Just so you know. Because Brad Viola is having the same problem that you were having earlier.
Yeah, it's giving me some problem. I'm gonna try something else real quick on the software.
That's why you're having this problem, because she has the same problem that you were having earlier. She's got a lot of energy on her.
Yeah.
Sorry, Viola. I'm talking back in the third person.
That's okay. You're fine.
I'm gonna try something else here. I'm gonna try this other thing. See if this works. Huh. Okay, 68. So this software I have will let me see your degrees and won't let me see your houses though, unless I do it the other way, the galactic part. Actually, I will. I think it will. Interesting. You have a so from this chart, I would say, I'm not sure on the timing, but definitely, I would definitely say that you're very psychic, very intuitive, very sensitive with your emotional side. You have an intuitive understanding about things around you. You're quite a generous person, a loving person. You're very good for emotional support with people, and you tend to sometimes withdraw from the world when you don't feel secure for yourself. So that's why security is a big thing for you. I do see a lot of water in your chart, if this is the case. A lot of water. I mean, you have water in all aspects. You got water in your moon and your rising. So you're literally a master manifester. You are very much water, and that's where maybe all this energy is coming from. Because you have it very much in moon's in Scorpio at 9 degrees. That's a lot of water. You're a very intense person, never superficial about how you do things. And you're either going to be, your moods fluctuate on how you feel, especially intuitively at 9 degrees. So you're either going to be very angry or very sad or completely happy or completely not happy. Your moods are going to constantly fluctuate. Does that kind of resonate with you on that?
It does,
You're,
totally.
yeah, your moods are really deep and extreme, but your moods are like that. I feel because you are a bit of a transmuter in the sense that you pick up people's emotions and feelings, residue, and you kind of transmute that energy, even if you don't know you were doing it. That's why your moods change so much. Maybe because also that's why all the attachments attach to you so much because they feel like they're getting a free ride home to source, and you kind of um or like an elite transmuter of energy to kind of allow that to transmute that energy. So you probably would have a lot of energy with you because you just move your the way how you present energy. It's very powerful. How you move energy around and how you use it for your own discernment. Since you have so much water there. Yeah, it's 9 degrees, and then your sun signs in 13 degrees, and then your rising's in 7 degrees. So you're very much a physical healer. You can read people through the phone. You can do it in person. Your presence alone kind of can uplift people, move energy around. I would say you can move energy around pretty efficiently, and you're pretty good at just intuitively using your senses to kind of see things. Having it in Scorpio, a Scorpio rising. It's hard to fool Scorpio risings. That's one of the byproduct. Scorpio risings are so good. They're so these Scorpio risings are so worried sometimes about what people think of them that they tend to be on top of things. So people they'll be on top of the person before the person can even think about them. So that the byproduct is that they tend to see through people's BS a lot easier than most people. So you can't fool a Scorpio rising person, okay? Especially when it's in a lower degree, and you're really reserved. You can kind of come off secretive, but it's not because you're secretive. It's just because you are a keen observer of your reality, and your feelings, your emotions are really complex and deep, and it's hard for a lot of people to understand where you're coming from. So sometimes you just don't share it, and I believe that's the case for you. Now. Being that you have this ability to do this, this will make you very sensitive to energies, especially at 7 degrees. So you're very much of an empath, having these two low alignments like this, and then right away you have if this is correct, your Mercury is going to be in 24 degrees Gemini. So you're very active mind. You're very quick and agile. I would say you get bored very easily with things, and you need mental stimulation. You crave it. If it's mundane reality, you're like, no, you're running away from it. If it's boredom, it has to be something that's going to stimulate your mind, your reality, to keep you interested. Because if not, it's going to keep you high strung and nervous and stuff like that. So that's where you kind of tend to go towards, and you tend to try to keep your attention span on things to upgrade your mind for you to keep adding to your storehouse. And you do have power in your voice. So if you're a singer, or if you're a writer, or if you're just a natural speaker, even spoken word, this is something that you're good at. I see it like it resonates to people on a soul level, especially when you're speaking your truth. So speak your truth more often. That's one thing I could say with that. And yeah, and one more thing, your Saturn is also in Aries. Saturn rules really reform, restrictions, but it's also like our religious planet. So when we have a Saturn return, it usually corrects us a lot. And since it's in Aries, it makes you very independent and standoffish at the same time. So, you don't like to feel restricted, and you don't like to have to prove anything to anyone. You like to go by your own standards in life. That's the kind of Aries in Saturn, how they like to do things. So be careful not to associate with those who judge you by your character or judge you or who are critical of you, because you withdraw deep into your shell if you do. And you already got a lot of water with you now. So criticism to you right now, because you pick up so much of energy of other people, can definitely affect your psyche. You need to put yourself around people that will raise your frequency and speak some life into you. If they're going to criticize you, they better be loving you at the same time. Not to criticize you, to hurt you. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Spot on with so much of that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you
yeah.
so much.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Violet, you had a lot of energy attached to you. You should be feeling so much lighter. I don't know if you felt any energy move off of you, but it could have been making you feel tired. You could have had energy that was making you have bad thoughts, dark thoughts. Usually if I have these things on me, they make me feel like really bad. Or super tired of like how you function. So
yeah, been feeling like that lately. Yeah, really tired. I can't. Yeah.
So hopefully you'll start feeling some lightness if you haven't already.
I do actually. I feel much better. I can
Good.
feel it. Yeah.
Good.
Thank you so much.
So I'm gonna send you a message. I see that you already sent me a message. So I'm gonna send back what I cleared, so that you'll know, and then you'll have my information too in here. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you both so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Last up for the night is Lightweight Brandy.
Lightweight Brandy. What's going on, Brandy?
The final.
Oh, man.
I feel like she's not a lightweight.
No, she's no lightweight at all. She didn't give me her birthday. I gotta just hold on. I gotta look it up. She already gave it to me. Wow.
Power punch.
Yeah.
Yay, hi you guys. Thank you so much. I'm walking in the rain right now.
Oh. Yeah, here it is. I found it. She gave me her birthday already. Man, and she's another cancer here. Got all these cancers.
Super cancer.
I know.
I'll mute this so I'm not too loud in the
Okay.
And Brandy, did you have anything that you were interested in as far as tarot or oracle?
I was going to ask for an entity attachment removal, but I heard what you said, and I should probably call you directly or reach out. So maybe an oracle card would be awesome.
Oracle card, sure. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I wanted to add them up. I'm still in the clear. If you would like me to check you, because there's a universal limit, so people don't get more than 50 at a time. So, but if I did 4 people and they all had 50, then I'm done and I can't do any more. So for the day,
would be awesome. And if it's too big of a deal, then just forget about it. Just we'll do it next time, or I'll reach you independently.
Yeah, but I can check for attachments for you though. I'm still good for now.
Thank you, Stacey.
You're welcome.
Okay. Awesome. Oh yeah. Definitely. You're definitely an empath. Physical healer. definitely psychic. I almost say all of the above. Man, like your vitality of you evolving your higher self, like you're very, very aware of that. Cancers are very nurturing and protective of others, so I see that with you, and you tend to like be security conscious, but you value your home life. You're very passive and you tend to rely on your feelings to make decisions. That's how I see it. But it's also in your second house. So, like you're like me. So my sun sign's in the second house. So a lot of the things that I do, my possessions or resources or security is important to me. Like me finding a new home or me being secure in my own place, being able to have the things that I need to live the function. It's kind of like how we think about through our day. And you have a strong urge to identify with those kind of resources to feel safe and comfortable, especially to those closest to you. It's like what we value. So if somebody has a like powerful will and power, it attracts much of what we desire. And that's kind of what the second house is in our sun sign means. Like we tend to hold on to and value what we have, whether it's aesthetic or monetary wealth, and then that's how we kind of learn about ourselves through that part, in our second house. But by a byproduct of that, we find out our self-worth, our personal resources develops in order for us to discover our own self-worth, and and because of that, we end up finding influential people in our life because of where we place our self-worth at. So a lot of us end up having influential friends or attract influential people because of how much we place that into our reality. So you do have a lot of interesting people that you meet that love your energy and love your thought process and how you think things and how you do things. A lot of work, I would say work friends, quote unquote. Being that you have a moon, so you have a double Cancer. You got a moon in Cancer? That's wow. Okay, so this double Cancer,
Yeah, it's
you
a
very
lot.
much
It's a
relate
lot.
to. Yeah, you very much relate kind of to the one girl who has all that water. I mean, you have so much.
Yes.
This is why you're so intuitive, because having all this water, you just like certain things, and having a Cancer moon with a Cancer rising, you're very much a nurturer. I think like a protector of others. Your moon sign's in 9 degrees, so it's right there at that going into more of the physical and mental attribute. It's in both, so you very much are good at reading things and people and energies, but then you also have a really strong mind and are able to kind of utilize that. It's in your first house, so you definitely know who you are. The first house is all about experiencing, stepping into your power, but in the moon sign, it's really about self-image and how you're projected to the world. So your identity in the world depends on your environment, and that's a reflection of how you are. So whoever you're around and how you reflect your environment in an emotional way. So if your environment's chaotic, you become chaotic. If your environment's serene and balanced, then you're serene and balanced. It's like you're a spiritual sponge around how your environment dictates for you. And this type of thought process you have gives you such a strong imagination, that you're able to kind of tap into these higher realms of consciousness. And that's part of the key is getting into these higher realms of thought is you have to have an imagination. The more of an imaginative person you are, the better, because that gives you the access to these higher realms. Because now you can start perceiving things because you have an imagination. So that's why I think you're such in high spirits and you can kind of see things because of that process. You're very comfortable when you're in action and when you're doing things, and you may feel a need to be recognized for your efforts and what you do or your perceived efforts. That's kind of the first house in their moon sign. Like they kind of want to be recognized for what they do, at least if they're doing something good for the world. I almost want to say that your rising in Gemini is exactly how you were saying it. It's in 17 degrees, so it's going to make you a bit psychic. And yes, you'd be perfect for reading people and doing what you're doing because you have this gift of being able to talk to people, and this would make you a natural teacher, an excellent conversationalist, and this is why I learned from you so well. Because you are just how you explain things. You're so spot on. You're so gracious and great with communication, and just being able to experience the multiple sides of things that you can really help people learn and understand what you're saying. It's not only are you just talking and spitting out words, but then you're also breaking down what it means and applying it and adding stories behind it to help you person further understand what you're talking about. And that's the makings of a great teacher. Having this placement.
God, I might have tears in my eyes right now, but keep going.
Yeah. Now, this could make you very nervous and high-strung because having this Gemini rising, they're naturally really high-strung and nervous people, and energetically, because you're constantly engaging with a lot of different energies, and it's like your brain's kind of running a mile a minute, so you kind of have to keep yourself busy mentally for you to kind of satisfy yourself, and that's why you're constantly moving around and doing stuff. Because it keeps you under self-discipline. It keeps you intellectually in control when you have something that is keeping you busy, keeping you not like in idle hands. So that's how I see that there. But you got some really powerful alignments. I mean, you got a Venus in 19 degrees, which is really, really high. Your lighthouse, I would say, it's almost at 20 degrees. You might as well wrap it up as 20 degrees. I mean, it's there. And same with your Mars and your Jupiter, all 20 plus degrees. So those are all callings, I say, that you have. You have a calling to learn the things that you're learning. Because of that, your Jupiter being in the 7th house. So, no, I'm sorry, your Jupiter's in your 5th house, but it's in Libra, which is the 7th house. So, since it's in your 5th house, you have great vitality, you have great personality, dramatic presence, and when you do things, you're a loyal person. You possess excellent like leadership and executive skills. Like you have the ability to basically step into this your showmanship and power and grace, and you enjoy the limelight, but you would rather shine on a hillside rather than like under a burrow or under a rock somewhere. Like it has to be somewhere where people can appreciate your greatness, your light, I would say. Some people who have this placement can be extravagant, but when since it's so high in the spirit, it's like God talks to you and shows you things way before you have to make a decision on things. So you see your consciousness is so expanded that you see things through people, through your interactions, information finds you. You don't have to go look for it. It's kind of like that. And yeah, it makes you're just a real defined person. Especially with your Mars in Cancer. Man, you got Mars in Cancer too? You got all this water, and then you got a Mars in Cancer. Jeez. Gosh, okay. All this water is like you wow, Mars in Cancer really wants, and it's in your 2nd house. So yeah, it's about security for you and just being conservative towards your finances and having the luxuries you need in life, the designs you want, being an interior designer or having your house set up just right for you, the home life, being in Cancer, you're a real peaceful, gentle person. You're real sensitive. You're real sensuous. You have a tendency to internalize conflict, but your energy is centered on your home life, really, your home environment. And you spend a lot of time and money to making sure it gets to where it needs to get to. That Mars in Cancer really likes to be a hermit. Okay.
Totally.
And they like to make sure their house is the way it is. And this is kind of how I see it, especially for it being in your 2nd house. Everything for you is instincts rather than you consciously thinking on things. It's all instinctual level, and that's where your gift is. You have this intuitive, instinctual ability to pick up things, and it's so spot on. It's scary spiritually. Like it's like wow, like how do you know this? And then that's why I said you're so good suited for being a teacher and being on readings and stuff, because you can use your intuition a lot, and your intuition is your guide, like 100%. You're gifted for that. You're like meant for this. I almost want to say you can do readings on everybody else, and you could, because you did a reading on me. You were spot on. So, yeah.
I'm so grateful for you to say all of this. It's almost like I needed to hear that. I needed to
Yeah.
hear that because the one thing I get, like, I forget sometimes. That was awesome, Brad. And one
Oh,
thing I just learned, like, I really started to cry a little bit, but,
don't cry.
I know I can't. I have a cancer. No. One thing I was going to say that I just had a realization that I never knew before, or I never used it. Like, I always looked at the deacons and,
Mhm.
from a galactic perspective and those alignments, but it makes total sense now what you're saying, that when the planet is in the higher deacons, that too is a reflection of like how Mars is going to manifest in your natal chart, in that
Yeah,
if they're over the 20-degree marker, it's hitting those higher spiritual levels. And
yeah.
that was awesome. I'm just having that realization right now. That was
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The whole thing, the whole aspect, everything goes with it. One of the degrees. That's how I discovered is, like, in a sense, is like once it hits a certain level, people are feeling all those spiritual aspects, and everything's spiritual for
wow.
them in that alignment. So it's like,
Wow.
and then if it's close to it, like how your one planet's at 19 degrees, so it's not in 20 plus degrees, but it's right there. You might as well rope it
Yeah.
up in there, because all your other alignments are kind of spiritual, but kind of really intuitive. So you are meant to be in the position you are because you're a natural. You're an intuitive. I would say empathic. Um, Very intuitive, like very instinctual. I would almost say psychic in a sense, because you were able to kind of perceive things and let your guide kind of show you things. But you doing readings is up your alley because you're a people person. Like, naturally, you can just be around somebody long enough, you can read them. um, that's like one of your gifts, and like you give off this energy that's like, um, your Venus gives off this like leadership, love energy, because it's Leo, and it's all like Leo wants to be proud and willful, and they're loyal people. They're really affectionate, like how they present life as a presentation, and they're really like warm-hearted and spontaneous, and um, yeah, that's kind of how I see it with you. And
I love
being that and having in a spiritual lighthouse, people just gravitate towards your energy, even if you're just not doing anything. They're like, "Who is this person?" They just want to They want to start a conversation with you, and it's a deep conversation every time. You can't even go to the store and go shopping. It's like people randomly want to just
mm.
pick your brain, you know. So
Oh my God, this is awesome, Brad. You are really good. You too are just, I'm really impressed by you, Brad,
thank you,
and
man.
touched.
You taught
Yeah,
me a lot.
thank you
You taught me
so
about the
much.
galactic part.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, you taught me so much, because what you taught me was about, I didn't know that in our galactic chart, the more galactic interactions we have, the more of a stronger connection, the source that we have, because of these high um multi consciousness areas our soul has journeyed through. So I've realized that,
Mhm.
like, if you have like more than like really more than 12 interactions, like, you were meant to be here, because there's a lot of things, like, you're coming into your soul imprints coming in with all its chakras unblocked. You're able to kind of
Mhm.
tap into your power early. You have a direct, unfettered
Mhm.
connection with God that's different from most people. You might not even know what God is, but you know it's something spiritual. And I
There's
learned that from
something,
you.
we got something to do. We've got something to
Right,
do.
right,
Got
right,
things to do here. We are getting things done.
right.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that just feels really good. That was so accurate. There's so much of what you said that I'll DM you as well, but that was just
Okay.
beautiful, and I
Oh, you're
so
welcome.
appreciate that, and like needed to hear that.
Yes.
So it
You're
was
very powerful what you
inspiring.
do, dude. I mean,
It was
having all that
inspiring.
water, you can put it to good use. Like, you're such a yeah, you're very, very suited for this. You are a manifester. Okay, so things will. And the way energy works for you is usually through your emotions and through your connections with people, and that's how you can kind of move energy around. It makes you very intuitive with people, and being that you are a galactic astrologer, that suits you perfect. A perfect position of choosing uh, something that will fit you, that you're passionate with, and that you can easily do because you're really good at reading people. It's naturally.
Thank you so much, Brad. Thank you.
Thank you. And Stacey, I don't know if you wants to do a.
Yeah, Brandy, I did remove some attachments for you, and I sent a private message, another private message to you, so that way you would know what I removed. So you should be feeling lighter also, because you did have some heavier energy, some energy that would make you have some be tired, some energy that would make you feel some really negative thoughts.
Okay.
I'm burning some sage or some probably
Yeah,
incense.
I'm about to burn some sage too right now. You got me already over here burning some sage.
So you should be feeling. I don't know if you feel any tingling going on or not since you're walking, but you should be feeling much lighter.
I do.
Awesome.
I do. I feel it right now. I just feel all of a sudden like a boost of just inspiration. I've been weighted down by insecurity, or I don't know about insecurity per se, but doubt, self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Like doubtful of my next move and my next action. Like I'm already running that program of you can't do that before I even try at times. And so everything that you guys are saying, and I'm going to read, but it was just really awesome to hear. And just kind of reiterated what I know, but I haven't been moving in a way of knowing, if that makes sense. I do a little
Yeah.
bit, but I get my ass kicked a lot, and I don't even like saying that out loud, because I just don't. I
Yeah, I
just
get
get up
you.
and go. I just
Yeah.
get up and go and just keep going and keep going. And so I just really appreciate and love the words. Thank you, Stacy, for taking the time to even look at my energy. And I look forward to reading your DM.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a powerful person. So trust
Yeah.
me, the more powerful of a soul reverence they are, the more attachments they're gonna have. If they don't do regular maintenance and spiritual maintenance on themselves, which I call spiritual hygiene, because it's very
Yes.
important to kind of maintain
I
that.
Yes, spiritual hygiene is key. And anytime I do get an imbalance or get my butt kicked, it is always I can turn and look at what I haven't been doing in my maintaining my spiritual hygiene, as you said, those clearings, cutting cords. There's just several different things that one should actively be doing once they're like expanding into the multidimensional field. So just thank you. And if you guys ever need anything from me, I'm more than happy to like offer my love and assistance.
Oh, thank you, Brandy.
Anytime. You're
Yeah,
amazing.
thank you. I love you
Anytime.
guys. Thank
I love
you.
you too, guys.
Thank
Oh.
you.
Yeah, if you guys ever want private sessions, just DM me. I can go on more into that, and I do offer deeper readings of the natal chart, the galactic chart, and your birth chart. I kind of put it in one reading, and we go really deep into the chart, and we can kind of figure out a lot of things. And a lot of people, we find out a lot of different things going through the whole natal chart because certain people are aligned for their purpose, like a lot of people's questions are, am I going to find my soulmate, or is my soulmate going to find me? Well, it's interesting with those people that hit you up asking that question, and then you find out that their sun signs in the 7th house, and that's the house of marriage and soulmate connections. And it's like, well, there's the reason why you're looking for your soulmate right now. And 9 times out of 10, that person will find you. You don't even got to go looking for them. So, just how the universe works, guys, and I'll put the link for Stacy's website if you want to schedule a appointment with her. She's very good at what she does. doing clearings, doing tarot, doing Reiki. I highly recommend her if you need a Reiki session, for sure. And yeah, guys, we'll do this again next Friday. And we'll try to get everybody involved in here more often. I think we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people today. So that's really good.
I'd like to just say that I really noticed that everybody who had a reading tonight had a lot of similarities in their charts. A lot of Genesis rising, a lot of very high contact in Venus. I find that very interesting.
Yeah. And then also the fact that this full moon's coming up. So maybe it's a reason for all the people who have these high alignments in their Venuses to kind of step into their power right now. Because a lot of people are going to be asking questions. High energy is about to happen. So there needs to be these people who have high Venuses alignments like you guys have, are stepping into your power, stepping into your love energy, knowing how to love yourself and love others. And then it's also connected to your finances. So when those that have it, high spiritual alignments like that, you guys know how to make money passionately through the things you love to do. So it's all energy. It's all energy, currency, financial matters. It's all energy. It's all the same. But you're attractors for that. All of you.
Well, think about the word currency. What is it? Current. What is energy? Current.
Exactly. Right. So that's why it's it's a conduit. Money doesn't really exist, but we put a value on it. But the process of making the money is an energetic process. So we put time and energy into things to make money, right? So that process of putting the time and energy is the real exchange. That is the energetic exchange. And that's how I feel like things are going to be going forward. We're not going to have the need to work as hard, but we're going to have the ability to have all these energetic exchanges for things, the things we love to do. So you'll be able to do what you want to do in the future passionately, and you'll get an energetic exchange for it. And that's how it should be. You shouldn't have to work as a slave for something you don't want to do, and then not get an energetic exchange for the stuff that you're really good at doing. So that's all going to change very soon. Now that we're moving into this higher timeline of things, more opportunities for people.
I am ready for it.
I am too. I'm so ready for this. It's been a long time coming. Let's see here. Where are we at on time here? Okay. Hour 15 minutes. Is there anything, Stacey, you want to say? I'm right in the recording part.
No, that's all. Just you can visit my website. You can send me a DM. We can talk about some things if you'd like to send me a message too. If you have any questions.
Okay. And Kathy, did you want to say anything?
Nope. Just
I want
thank
to
you,
thank Kathy
everybody,
being
for coming.
yeah. Thank you, Kathy, for being the moderator and keeping things in check in here, and people listening on the video. Further again, we'll leave the link in the channel wall pinned if you're interested in any of these private sessions. And I thank you guys for coming, and we'll stop the recording here.